The Jurassic Park franchise isn't just about dinosaurs, it's about pure survival horror on a massive scale. Across 7 films, we've watched helpless humans get stalked, chomped, and ripped to pieces in ways that made us cover our eyes or replay the scene in slow motion. Today, we're ranking the 10 most brutal deaths in the Jurassic saga. Time to revisit the islands where survival was never guaranteed. Kicking off our list is Samuel L. Jackson's character Ray Arnold, who never actually gets an on-screen death scene. But the reveal of his severed arm says it all. He was literally torn to pieces by the velociraptors off camera. Sometimes what you don't see is scarier than any gore shot. This one is iconic. Donald Gennaro, the sleazy lawyer, abandons 2 kids in a Jeep to save himself, only to get devoured by the T-Rex in full view. The bathroom stall collapses around him, stripping him of any dignity as the Rex chomps down. It's not the goriest kill, but it's an unforgettable lesson. When you're in Jurassic Park, nobody is safe. Vic Hoskins, the smug InGen exec who's been pulling strings behind the scenes, finally gets what's coming to him. In this tense lab scene, he tries to sweet-talk Blue, the velociraptor he's been manipulating. But his arrogance seals his fate. Blue's patience snaps, and in a flash of teeth and claws, Hoskins loses his arm and then his life. The attack is quick, brutal, and deeply satisfying, serving as poetic justice for one of the franchise's slimiest villains. It's a perfect reminder that in the world of Jurassic Park, hubris is always met with claws. Robert Muldoon's death is one of the most iconic in the entire franchise. Confident with his shotgun, he stalks a raptor through the jungle, certain he has the upper hand. But the real horror comes when a second raptor emerges silently from the brush. Muldoon realizes too late that he's been outsmarted, muttering the immortal line, "Clever girl." In seconds, the raptor pounces and tears him down, a brutal reminder that in Jurassic Park, the hunters can quickly become the hunted. Corporate greed finally catches up to Eli Mills in spectacular fashion. After exploiting dinosaurs for profit, he stumbles outside the Lockwood estate and straight into the jaws of the T-Rex. Mills is thrashed like a rag doll before the Carnotaurus lunges in to take its share. It's brutal, bloody, and deeply satisfying. Poetic justice for one of the franchise's slimiest villains. The pilot of the plane in Jurassic Park 3 suffers one of the film's most shocking deaths. As the Spinosaurus tears into the fuselage mid-flight, chaos erupts inside the cabin. The pilot barely has time to react before the massive predator lunges through the wreckage and snatches him up. In seconds, he's dragged out screaming, swallowed by the Spinosaurus as the plane spirals out of control. It's fast, violent, and terrifying, cementing the Spino as a predator even deadlier than the Rex, and reminding us that in Jurassic Park, the sky is no safe haven. This kill is straight-up nightmare fuel. Dieter wanders away from the group to relieve himself, but what starts as a moment of solitude quickly turns into pure terror. At first, a single Compsognathus appears, almost harmless, like a curious scavenger. But then more emerge from the underbrush, their high-pitched chirps echoing through the jungle. Dieter tries to shoo them off, even laughs for a second, but the tension builds as the pack closes in. Suddenly, they swarm, leaping at his legs and arms, biting relentlessly as he thrashes in the mud. The sound design makes it unforgettable. The chittering of the compies, the rustle of the leaves, and Dieter's panicked screams fading into the distance. It's not a quick death, but a slow, agonizing one, and easily one of the creepiest moments in the entire franchise. This scene perfectly captures the Indoraptor's twisted personality. Not just deadly, but sadistic. Ken Wheatley, smug and overconfident, thinks he's bagged himself a trophy. He steps into the cage, grinning, as he tries to yank a tooth from what looks like a sedated dinosaur. But the Indoraptor is only pretending. It waits, motionless, until Wheatley is close enough, then snaps to life, ripping off his arm in a single, sickening bite. The horror doesn't stop there. The Indoraptor pauses, almost as if it's enjoying the moment, before lunging again and finishing him off. It's cruel, it's calculated, and it cements this hybrid as one of the most frightening predators the franchise has ever unleashed. Eddie Carr's death is not just brutal, it's heartbreaking. While Sarah and Ian dangle inside the trailer, Eddie puts his own life on the line to save them. He fights through mud and rain, desperately trying to pull the vehicle back to safety with nothing but his truck and determination. But before he can finish, the two T-Rexes return. Eddie is yanked from the car and caught between the jaws of both predators. What follows is one of the most shocking moments in the franchise. He's ripped apart in a gruesome tug-of-war. It's tragic because Eddie dies a hero, sacrificing everything for his friends, only to be given one of the series' most savage and unforgettable endings. Zara's death has gone down as one of the most over-the-top moments in the entire franchise. She isn't a villain, she isn't a threat, just a panicked assistant trying to do her job. But the movie gives her an outrageous, almost cartoonishly cruel send-off. First, she's snatched by a pteranodon, then carried screaming over the lagoon, only to be dunked again and again like a rag doll. And just when it seems like it can't get any worse, the Mosasaurus erupts from the water and swallows them both whole in one jaw-snapping finale. It's excessive, it's shocking, and it's unforgettable. And it also marks the first time a woman is killed on screen in the Jurassic films. Which Jurassic death scarred you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you loved this list, check out my last video ranking every dinosaur by how deadly they'd be in real life. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more prehistoric chaos. Until then, stay out of the long grass.